You start noticing it quietly, a person who never mentions anyone. No calls, no invitations, no stories about a neighbor, a friend, or even a casual coffee partner. At first, it seems peaceful, independent, simple. But sometimes, it isn't. Because humans can live alone. Yet we rarely live well alone. And in later years, the difference matters more than almost anything else. Last winter, a man in his 70s came to a pharmacy every Tuesday. Same coat. At the same time. Same question to the pharmacist. Is this the right vitamin for memory? He never bought anything else. One day, the pharmacist asked gently, "Did your doctor suggest it?" The man paused. "No, I just don't have anyone to notice if I forget things." He didn't want medicine. He wanted witnesses to his life. We often think the dangerous people are loud, negative, or controlling. But there's another kind, the person with no friends. Not few friends, none. And this doesn't automatically make them bad. Sometimes life circumstances create it. Loss, moving cities, health changes, retirement routines are collapsing. But sometimes it reveals something deeper. Because friendship in older age is not about popularity. It's about emotional flexibility, the ability to adjust, to listen, to compromise on small preferences, to stay mentally open. When a person has reached later life and has kept no relationships at all, it may signal a rigid world. And rigid worlds can pull you into them, slowly, without noticing. Here is what often happens. You become their only listener, then their only helper, then their only emotional outlet. At first, it feels meaningful. You feel needed, useful, important. But over time, you become responsible for their stability. And that is heavy for anyone, especially when you are protecting your own independence. Two widowers moved into the same retirement community. Both are the same age. Both are physically healthy. The first man joined the morning coffee table. Didn't talk much. Just listened. Sometimes nodded. Within months, people checked on him naturally. If he missed breakfast, someone knocked. The second man stayed inside. He said he preferred peace. Gradually, he started calling one neighbor constantly. Small complaints, small requests, then daily frustrations. Within a year, one man had a circle. The other had a dependency. Same starting point. Different emotional survival. People without any friendships often don't practice emotional boundaries anymore. Not because they're cruel, because they've stopped exercising social muscles, like balance or memory. Those abilities weaken without use. Conversation is a brain activity. Negotiation is mental flexibility. Shared laughter is nervous system regulation. When those disappear for years, the mind narrows. And narrow minds cling tightly to whoever remains nearby. If that becomes you, you may slowly lose your own breathing room. Notice the signs. They don't ask about your life. They download theirs. They resist small compromises. They interpret delays as rejection. They rely on you for emotional stabilization. And you begin planning your day around their reactions. That's not companionship. That's pressure disguised as kindness. A woman named Helen lost her sister, her closest companion. For months, she spoke only to her son. Every problem went to him, every worry. He grew exhausted, but stayed polite. Then Helen joined a weekly library discussion group. First week, silent. Second week, one comment. After a month, she laughed at someone else's story. Her son noticed something had changed. She still loved him, but she no longer leaned entirely on him. Her world widened, and his freedom returned. The relationship improved not by distance, but by adding others. Healthy aging isn't about avoiding people. It's about a balanced connection. One person cannot carry your emotional weight, and you cannot carry theirs, especially after 60, when energy becomes precious. Protecting energy protects independence. Now here is the important distinction. Being alone sometimes is healthy. Enjoying solitude is a strength. But having no relationships at all for years often means the person rejects adjustment. They want a connection without adaptation, and that pulls you into a role: caretaker, therapist, stabilizer, without consent. You probably know this feeling. You're about to rest in the afternoon. Phone rings. You hesitate, because you already know the tone. Not a conversation. Relief-seeking. You answer kindly anyway. 40 minutes later, you feel strangely tired. Not physically, mentally. And the rest of your day shrinks. You didn't lift anything heavy, yet something was carried. That's emotional load. Many seniors accept it quietly, believing kindness requires sacrifice. But kindness also includes self-protection. Here's the truth. The healthiest older adults have multiple light connections. Not intense dependence. A walking partner, a neighbor chat, a weekly group, a casual acquaintance. No single person carries the whole emotional structure. That balance keeps the brain adaptable and preserves dignity on both sides. Near the end, future contrast. Imagine two futures. In one, your days revolve around managing someone else's emotional stability. You answer calls carefully. You avoid small trips. Your world narrows. In the other, you still care about people. But you are not their only pillar. You can visit, rest, travel, think clearly. Because a connection exists without captivity. That difference determines whether aging feels heavy or self-directed. So be compassionate, but also observant. If someone truly has no friends, encourage them to build some. Do not replace them. Support growth. Do not become their entire world. Your independence is not selfish. It is the foundation of healthy relationships. A good old age is not lived alone and not lived trapped. It lives in balanced connection. If this reflection helped you think about your own boundaries, stay with us. Here, we explore how to remain capable, clear-minded, and self-reliant, while still warm and human. You can subscribe to Happy Old Age whenever it feels right. And until next time, protect your energy. It protects your freedom.